Chapter 9, Capital City. The capital city of Hazelgrove Kingdom was Purple Haze City. The city was named after the purple fog visible throughout the city once every 4 years during a special lunar alignment. It was a massive city encompassing about 25 million inhabitants at all times with a capacity for 7 million more. The city had everything you would expect from a urban fantasy city. A royal palace, mage towers, auction houses, blacksmithing and craftsmanship halls, alchemy and potionology halls, gambling dens, restaurants and even slums. As Rudra and Neatwit reached the capital city gates, he could not help but feel nostalgic. "I'm back," he thought. As they tried to walk through the gates, the guard posted asked for their adventurer ID. Rudra had one, however Neatwit did not. He was baffled at the thought of having to travel back to his spawn village to issue one first. Luckily he was with Rudra. He switched his title from well-known knight to Viscount of Hazelgrove Kingdom. "He's with me," Rudra said. The gatesman suddenly became extremely polite. "Oh, so he is Lord Viscount's companion. My apologies for stopping you, please enjoy your stay in the kingdom." Neatwit looked at Rudra with admiration, even gate guards talked with him respectfully. "Thank you, please let me add you as a friend, I will pay you back for this favor someday." "Sure, add me," Rudra said. With them both adding each other as friends, they decided to part ways to explore the capital. Now was the time for Rudra to execute his main plan in the capital city. Rudra intended to make Purple Haze City as his headquarters in the future. For this he had 3 missions set in his mind that he would work on Whistleton the city. The first mission he decided was to sell information for money. Provide a detailed layout of the city and its important locations as well as some general quests to large guilds in exchange for money. It will take 2 days for the majority of guilds players to reach the capital city and 2 more for exploring. Rudra's information pack will save them 2 days worth of time, hence will give the guilds who purchased it a massive advantage in establishing themselves in the capital before others could. For this to successfully reap as many benefits as it could, he would make 4 information packs. Free pack, as a charity to all players, but secretly to build credibility and desire over more important information. Solo pack, for solo players and adventurers, it will contain a city map with important locations as well as some common quest information. Cost, $5. Guild pack, normal, it will contain workings of the city. How the auction house works as well as information on some secret shops selling special items. Cost, $100. Guild pack, elite, it will contain detailed working of the entire capital city. With information on all important quests as well as secret shops and also a detailed back profile of every prominent NPC in the capital, it will also provide basic guidance on how to start a guild and expand it. Cost, $2,000. He posted this on the forum with attachments that needed to pay to unlock. Except for the free part. The second mission was to secure the Emissary of Church of Light quest. It was a quest that would greatly help him increase his intimacy with the church, with the quest rewarding him to access the church's treasure hall to exchange for 1 treasure. As well as having 1 request from Church of Light. The third and a long-time mission was the starting of his own guild and becoming a guild master. He wanted to form an elite guild with only quality players. And slowly start his revenge against the guild of his previous life. While a guild for elites only sounded good in theory, in actuality it was very difficult to balance. As every member would have a certain pride being well above the masses, they would not follow someone else easily. The cohesiveness of such a unit was always an issue. The problem of lack of evident manpower would show while trying for guild expansion, as menial tasks would be extremely difficult for a guild to do without lower rung of players. Even in guild wars, such a guild would easily be suppressed by larger guilds using sheer masses of their massive guilds to crush them. However, with all its drawbacks, Rudra would still pick it up because he had ways to counter its shortcomings. When the in-game currency would link with the real-world currency, everyone will backstab every other person for benefits. The larger guilds will be filled with corruption, with the upper members gaining and gaining while the lower members would beg for scraps. Having gone through that once, he would never try put someone through it again. He would make a house of elites where each player would have the strength of a 100 and a strong pride that came with being an elite. That pride would deter them to use underhanded tactics and achieve the betterment of the organization. He would make a guild with a heart where every member would grow alongside the guild, leaving none behind. It was a crazy dream, but he was resolved to make it happen. These 3 missions were the current goals to achieve in the capital city. Starting a guild needed 1 to have 100 gold. And 1 guild token to open. Rudra needed 85 more to open one, as his status as a viscount did not need a guild token. What many people did not know was that there could only be 100 guilds within the capital. No more guild orders would be issued after that. The only way to get one after that was to annihilate one of the 100 in an official guild war and take over their position. This made the prices of guilds a commodity. If a leader chose to vacate his guild spot, the token would always go for sky-high prices. Well, being a viscount eased things up by quite a lot. In his previous life, the first player to reach the status of a viscount took 3 years to achieve this feat, and his guild received extraordinary benefits due to his position. Chapter 10, Sending a Check Home. Rudra spent the rest of the day visiting various NPC shops to familiarize the market right now. Familiarizing himself with the prices before the massive demand called players would enter the market and inflate the prices. The perks of herbs and items were not fixed in Omega, and followed the real-world system of demand and supply. Prices went up and down according to the market. Rudra knew that once the masses entered the capital city, the price of these common herbs will increase thrice as much as now, hence he invested about 10 gold into 2 common herbs required for brewing beginner healing potion and stocked up on it. He needed it for his emissary of church quest. He spent the rest 5 gold buying common grade weapons and armors from blacksmith's shop, which costed about 5 coppers apiece. The reason for this is in the capital currently such common weapons were being sold extremely cheap. He remembered paying about 30 coppers for a piece of armor in his past life. That's about 600% profit margin. He wanted to feel happy after investing money for his business, but looking at the 4 copper wealth that he currently possessed, he felt dejected. He intentionally had to keep 4 coppers as a night at the inn costed 2 coppers a day. I'm broke. He sighed. It will at least take him 2 days to earn the money back, as it would be then that majority players will enter the capital. Most players did not know this, but if you sleep at an inn or a permanent residence in the capital, when you log out, your character will gain EXP steadily based on where you were sleeping. The inn where Rudra logged out gave one a plus 10 EXP/hour boost on logging out. So technically you could just not log in for your day and your character would have leveled up. Insane, right? Yes, that's why it got patched at the first update 1 month from game launch. But not yet. As Rudra logged out, he went on with his daily needs and took a bath and ate some food. As he was fiddling his phone scrolling through the forums, he suddenly stopped eating. His eyes so wide from shock. He could simply not believe what he saw. He pinched himself hard. What? Ow, it hurts. Sue, this is not a dream. His post where he was selling information had 27 million views and 5 million people pinned it. 20 million people downloaded the free information pack. 3 million people downloaded the solo adventure pack. 5 times 3 is equal to $15 million. 100,000 people bought the basic guild pack. 0.1 times 100 is equal to $10 million. And 20,000 people bought the elite guild pack. 0.02 times 2,000 is equal to $40 million. The total earnings from this post totaled $65 million. He felt like his heart would beat out of his chest. What the hell? When was it so easy to earn money? He thought he would need at least 2 years to earn about 50 mil, but this. He sat up from his chair. Then sat down on the ground. Then madly rolled over. I made it. I made it. I'll save MOM. I'll pay back Dad's debt. I'll send Max to Harvard. He was laughing and crying at the same time. Emotions taking a hold of him. He quickly opened his bank account to look at the overall balance. $65,300,000. He locked his phone and just laid there on the floor, breathing heavily. It took him 10 minutes to return his heart rate to normal. Then he did what needed to be done. He wired $25 million to his dad's account and $25 million to his mom's. Locked his rented apartment. Took his bicycle and started madly pedaling towards home. At the Rajput household. I wonder how Rudra is doing. I really miss him, you know, said his mom. That kid is probably just lazing around. He would be back home within 2 months, his father said. Have more faith in your son. He went out to try something on his own. We need to believe in him. "Oh, I will believe in him. The day he sends money home I will," his father said nonchalantly. Although he appeared cold right now and treated Rudra like he was hopeless, he was the one having sleepless nights for the past week since his boy had moved out. A doorbell interrupted their conversation. "Rudra!" exclaimed her mother in surprise. She smiled as she hugged him. Little Max was probably still in school, so he did not see him here. "Why are you here, boy? Back home so soon? Or here for more money?" said his father coldly. Rudra just smiled and walked into the living room. His father's eyes widened in shock. Her mother looked at her father dumbfounded. "A 300K debt. Thank you for always shielding our family like nothing ever bothered you, but I know how hard you work to keep ends met. I have never been a filial son and have been a wastrel all my life, for which I'm deeply sorry, Dad. And Mom, I know your cold is not just a cold and a disease that needs to be treated, but you have not told anyone because it needs a lot of money and you did not want to put burden on the family. You are ill." His father questioned his mother, who lowered her eyes in guilt. Why did Noon know about each other's secrets? But the boy did. "I'm sorry for not being a good enough son, mother, to take care of you even though you are ill. But I have changed, father, mother, from today onwards I will shoulder the Rajput house." He smiled. "Dad, Mom, please open your bank account balance." They both had a million questions and both wanted to talk to each other as well as their son, who kept dropping bombs after bombs, but they were forced to first open their bank accounts. When they saw the total balance, their eyes widened in shock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros. This is millions in money. $25 million. Each. Is this the money you earned? His father's voice started to break, speaking. He just nodded and hugged his father hard. Soon he felt his shoulders getting wet. Wet from the tears of his father. A heavy burden was lifted off his chest. His son, who everyone called useless. His son, who was always lazy and unmotivated. His son, who would always be mocked by people and compared to their sons who sent home a few $100s every month. That same son just sent a check home from his first earnings. And that check was for $25 million. Just wait till I tell every single person who told him that his son was a loser in life. Even his mom recovered from the shock and embraced the two, hugging. It was an amazing family moment where all past grievances and problems were slowly being dissolved away. The family spent quality time that day with Rudra, discussing how he sold information in the game and made so much money, and how he still had more for when little Max went to college. Dinner that day was a huge feast. As the family bonded and disclosed all the secrets and burdens they had been carrying around, they felt so light after confessing. Money was an issue for such a middle-class family who worked hard for an acceptable lifestyle. With all debts paid and enough money for Mom's surgery, Rudra felt complete. The smiles on the faces of his mom, dad, and little brother that day made his heart bounce in joy. This moment, this family. I vow to never lose it again.